Hey all, welcome to ShareTrack. This is Raj here. Today I have some good news from Caribou Biosciences. I was waiting to get a chance to see their poster presentation and was able to see it recently. This poster pertains to their therapy called CB-010. So let's get started. Welcome back, friends. CB-010 is an allogenic CAR T cell therapy that targets CD19, and in order to help it persist longer in its anti-tumor activity, it has a PD-1 knockout. I have looked up the CD19 and PD-1 concept and will explain shortly, but first let us look at the incidence of this condition worldwide. Throughout this video, I have used slides which have come from Caribou Biosciences as references, and you'll see me on the corner of the screen in small form. So I'm going to use the slides as a guide point to continue talking about it. So let's start off with the first slide. Some key points that Caribou have emphasized is that CB-010 was generally well tolerated, and this particular slide that you see here was updated as of May 12, 2022, and they mentioned that there was no graft versus host disease, and also if you look at the next slide that they have presented out here, they emphasize the point that all the patients that they had taken in this particular trial were difficult cases, and most of them had undergone multiple lines of therapy unsuccessfully before getting into the Antler study. And in the next slide that I have presented out here from Caribou Biosciences, you will see that one of the patients had as many as 8 prior lines of therapy unsuccessfully before getting into Caribou's CB-010 Antler trial. And the lowest number of lines of therapy has been 2, which is for patient 5 and 6. They had gone through 2 lines of therapy unsuccessfully before getting into the Antler trial. So we can see that not only have Caribou made sure that their initial clinical trial patients were having difficult cases, but they also made sure that they have undergone unsuccessfully previous lines of treatment before entering into the Antler trial. So the results therefore seems to be looking much better, given the fact that these are not run-of-the-mill patients, but some of the most difficult cases that have been tackled. Here is the summary of the complete results. There is 100% complete response rate on 6 out of 6 patients, with 40% CR rate on 2 out of 5 patients at the end of 6 months. And that's achieved the best response so far for dose 1, which is the initial dose level for patients treated with aggressive conditions. The first patient treated in the Antler trial remained in complete remission for 12 months at this point of time. And based on promising initial safety profile and clinical activity, Antler phase 1 trial will now be enrolling patients at level 2. Let me show the mega poster that Caribou released recently. Here is the mega poster that Caribou Biosciences presented at the conference recently, a couple of days ago. And it has got all the slides that we had gone through. And it also gives the detail of the first patient. And you can see that here. This is the first patient case. And they've also spoken about non-GVHD, no graft versus host disease, etc. So this is the comprehensive poster which kind of covers all the individual slides that we had gone through. We have Loretta Nastopil, the presenting investigator, who summarized the findings so far by saying the preliminary safety and efficacy results are promising. All 6 patients treated with CB-010 at the initial dose level of 40 million CAR T cells achieved a complete response, and we are now enrolling dose level 2 and look forward to seeing this study mature. So it seems very, very optimistic, my friends. And based on my understanding of the response rate for first dosing level, this is phenomenal, because the first dose is usually the smallest possible, and they are being very, very careful to make sure that the patients do not have any adverse effect. The second dosing is likely to be much higher, and it's likely to produce even better and more durable results. That's my expectations. And the end of the trial is in 2025. But what I see now looks very, very promising. We should also remember that Caribou had 366.1 million in cash equivalents, and marketable securities as of June 30, 2022, as compared to 413.5 million as of December 31, 2021. And the Caribou Biosciences market capitalization stands at approximately around 620 million at this point of time, and they have burned through 86 million in the last 12 months last year, and that shows that they have worked through almost 14% of their market value, but they still have decent cash runway considering that they spent only 86 million in the last year. Also, we have to remember they have partnership with AbbVie for 2 CAR-T programs, and that partnership is worth around $340 million. So overall, I think right now, suddenly Caribou Biosciences is looking good thanks to the Antler results that were published recently. Let's take a look at the price chart before we end this video. Here we are in our TradingView platform looking at Caribou Biosciences. The markets have just opened on 24th of October 2022. It's 9:44 a.m. as I'm recording this. You can see Caribou Biosciences is down minus 3.53%. But if you go back to look at the last 2 days, when the conference was held and the data was released, we bounced back from this line of support out here, and we had a very big spike, and we converted a resistance which was at 9.37 into a support, and right now that support has become a resistance again, and we are having support from the 200-day simple moving average sitting at 9.12. Our MACD is still bearish but tending towards the signal line, and momentum has just dropped a little bit. I think this is the overall negative sentiment in the market, but personally I feel very bullish about Caribou Biosciences given their clinical results and the cash runway that they have, and the fact that they have overcome many of the hurdles, or at least they seem to have overcome many of the hurdles that most of the CAR-T therapies face in terms of graft versus host disease, persistence, dodging the immune system. So all those things have been taken care of. So I think CB-010 is a very advanced CAR-T therapy. It's probably the next generation, and it has performed well in the Antler studies so far, especially with aggressive cases, difficult cases that they have taken, which have not responded to multiple lines of treatment in the past. So the outlook looks good to me for Caribou Biosciences. I think I would definitely dollar cost average when the share price falls. There will be the buying opportunities in my personal opinion. Of course, this whole video is my personal opinion. It's not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. So that's all from me, my friends. As always, please consider liking and subscribing to help me grow this channel. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.